Okay, the function f of x is reflected, so there's a function apparently that's been reflected and shifted left, and you would see that if you looked at this new function, you would see those transformations hidden inside there. There's the shift left, there's the reflection, okay? And the question was, well, what is the original function? Well, obviously, it's the square root of x. That was what we started with. We put in these pieces over here, and it made changes to it. Okay, number 9 gives us an f function, gives us a g function, and it gives us directions to evaluate by putting a 3 into, well, what do you put it into? F of g of 3. I guess you put it into the g first, because that's where it looks like it's at. So we're going to do g of 3 first. Do that. And g of 3 is 9 plus 7, which is 16. Now we're supposed to take this 16 and put it into the f function. So now we just got to do that. What's f of 16? And the answer is 27. That's our final answer. Again, so that's like where you're putting in a g, 3 into the g, which then goes into f. Problem 10's like problem number 9, except for there's no number to put in. They just want you to compose two functions. In other words, put one function into the other. So it looks like the g function is supposed to go into the f function. So we're going to take the g function and put it into the f function. Where do you put stuff? In for x. So if you want to find f of g of x, you have to take the g function and put it in for x. So 2 times what? Well, we're going to put all that in for x. And then there's a plus 4, which came from this equation. You can see it looks like this equation. There's the 2. The x got changed to 3x minus 2. And then you just got to do a little bit of simplifying. Simplifying would be distributing, right? There's your answer. Okay, number 11 wants us to take the two functions that are given, and these directions, evaluate, find, that means basically subtract the two functions. So subtract anything that you can subtract. So obviously, when I look at this, I'm thinking to myself, all right, well, I see x squareds and I see x squareds. Subtract them. Okay, so 5x squared minus x squared, that's 4x squareds. Okay, next let's look at maybe x's. Negative 2x minus x, that's negative 3x. And finally, let's look at just regular constant numbers like 8 minus negative 5. Careful, 8 minus a negative 5 is actually plus, so that's plus 13. This is your final answer right here. So there's two ways to do this problem, number 12. It says evaluate fg2. So fg means multiply the functions, and then 2 means put a 2 in. So you can either multiply the functions ahead of time and put a 2 in, or you can put a 2 into both functions and multiply the answer. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a 2 into this function and a 2 into this function and see what I get. And so when I plugged the 2 into the f function, I got negative 5. And when I plugged the 2 into the g function, I got negative 3. And now we're supposed to multiply these two answers. And so what's negative 3 times negative 5? 15. There's your answer.